Now you might be thinking, okay, fine, gratitude is good for you, but how does it actually work? Why does just feeling thankful make such a difference? Great question. Let's dig into that because understanding the mechanism will help you appreciate this practice even more. When we say gratitude is grounding, what exactly do we mean? Think of grounding like staying rooted, stable, and present. Life is full of chaos, rushing from task to task, our minds jumping to regrets about yesterday or worries about tomorrow. It's easy to feel swept up in stress or lost in our heads. Gratitude is like an anchor. It pulls us back to solid ground, back to the present moment, and to what's more important. What if I told you the simplest way to feel more stable and happy isn't a big promotion or a miracle pill? It's something your grandma probably taught you. I'm talking about gratitude. Yeah, that little habit of saying thank you. It sounds almost too simple, right? But before you roll your eyes and say, heard this before, stick with me. Welcome to another episode of Clarity to Impact, the show where purpose meets precision. If you're ready to think clearly, to lead boldly, and to turn vision into measurable results, you are in the right place. I am your host, Blessing Asuquo-Ekpo. In today's episode, we are unpacking gratitude as grounding power. By the end, you'll see how gratitude isn't just a warm and fuzzy idea for greeting cards. It's a practical tool to keep you grounded, no matter what life throws at you. Let's start with a basic question. Why does gratitude even matter? Is it just about being polite or positive thinking? Actually, gratitude packs a punch far beyond polite etiquette. Research has piled up showing that gratitude can tangibly improve our lives. I mean tangibly as in your mind, your body, and your relationships all get a boost when you regularly practice gratitude. For example, studies have linked gratitude to greater emotional well-being, better social connections, improved sleep quality, and even a healthier heart. Think about that. Something as free and as simple as saying thanks more often can help you sleep better at night and ease your stress levels. A recent Harvard study of about 50,000 people found that the most grateful folks had a 9% lower risk of dying over the next few years compared to the least grateful. Now, a 9% lower mortality risk isn't magic, immortality juice, or anything, but it's a legit measurable effect. And as one of the researchers put it, just about anyone can practice it. Anyone can recognize what's around them and express thanks. In other words, gratitude is accessible to all of us, and it actually correlates with living healthier, possibly longer lives. I know. It sounds like I'm selling a wonder drug. Improve sleep, lower blood pressure, increase happiness, no side effects. Mm-mm. But honestly, gratitude is kinder a wonder drug. Psychologists have found it can do all those things. One psychological review listed 28 different benefits of gratitude, ranging from emotional, that's making us happier and more resilient, to social, strengthening friendships and romantic relationships, to career benefits, improving decision making, and reducing burnout. It even noted that grateful people tend to exercise more and take better care of their health. Who would have thought that counting your blessings might literally count towards your gains at the gym? To put it plainly, gratitude is powerful. It's like a multivitamin for your mindset, boosting the good stuff, joy, optimism, connections, and reducing the bad stuff, stress, envy, and anger. Gratitude is a life enhancing practice which results in fewer depression symptoms and better cardiovascular health markers in people who cultivate gratitude. An Anxiety and Depression Association report even called gratitude a mental health game changer, increasing happiness and life satisfaction while decreasing anxiety and depression. If gratitude were a product on Amazon with benefits like this, we'll all be clicking add cart immediately. Now you might be thinking, okay, fine, gratitude is good for you, but how does it actually work? Why does just feeling thankful make such a difference? Great question. Let's dig into that because understanding the mechanism will help you appreciate this practice even more. When we say gratitude is grounding, what exactly do we mean? Think of grounding like staying rooted, stable, and present. Life is full of chaos, rushing from task to task, our minds jumping to regret about yesterday or worries about tomorrow. It's easy to feel swept up in stress or lost in our heads. Gratitude is like an anchor. It pulls us back to solid ground, back to the present moment, and to what's more important. Here's a bit of brain science. When you express gratitude, say you actually pause to feel thankful for something, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin. These are the neurotransmitters that make you feel good. Dopamine is your reward chemical. Serotonin helps you feel calm and happy. So literally, a moment of gratitude is a mini hit of natural antidepressants. It's like your brain saying, yes, this is nice. Let's feel content for a moment. Over time, if you build a habit of gratitude, studies show it can even lead to lasting positive changes in the brain. Training your mind to focus more on the positives and less on the negatives. Think of it as mental muscle memory. You practice looking for the silver linings, and eventually your brain gets really good at finding them, especially when you need them the most. Now, from a psychology perspective, gratitude is often described as the antidote to our brain's natural biases. Humans are great at something called negativity bias, our tendency to focus on what's wrong or what's threatening. We are also champs at rumination, which means we stew on past problems or future worries. These habits pull us out of the present and amp up anxiety and sadness. Here's where gratitude swoops in like a hero. Psychologists suggest using gratitude as a competing response to those negative thoughts habits. It's surprisingly difficult to truly feel grateful and anxious at the exact same time, or to be appreciative and angry at the same time. So when you deliberately turn your mind to something you're thankful for, you crowd out some of those doom and gloom thoughts. In fact, one expert noted that you can't really ruminate on everything is awful while you're actively saying, but here's something good I have right now. The two just don't coexist. Gratitude brings your mind back to now, back to what's okay in this moment, breaking the negativity spiral. Think of it like this. Gratitude is a mental reset button. Ever had your phone glitchy and a quick reset fixes it? Gratitude resets our perspective. Maybe you woke up and everything seems to be going wrong. You missed an alarm, you spilled coffee on your shirt, you got stuck in traffic, and by the time you get to work, you are fuming. Now, normally you'd carry that mood and it could ruin your entire day. But what if at that point you pause and do a little gratitude grounding? You think, all right, this morning was rough, but I'm grateful I woke up at all. Grateful I have coffee, even if some spilled. Grateful I have a job to get to. A lot of people don't have these things. At first, it might feel forced, but you find a couple of genuine things. Notice what happens. Your shoulders drop, your breathing eases, maybe a little half smile appears. You've just grounded yourself back into reality. Yes, things went wrong, but a lot is still right. You're no longer a victim of your morning. You're an observer of both the crap and the okay stuff. That puts you back in control of your outlook. Look at this like turning an old radio. When you're all static with frustration, gratitude fine tunes the signal until you hear the music again. You move from everything sucks to, well, this part sucks, but here are a few things that don't. That shift is powerful. It's not about being delusional or ignoring problems. It's about balance, noticing the good so the bad doesn't knock you completely off kilter. Gratitude keeps you humble and focused on what really matters, like a ballast keeping a ship upright. In fact, some people say gratitude keeps you humble, focused, and aware of how far you've come. It grounds you by reminding you that even your challenges are often signs of growth or blessings in disguise. In our restless world, gratitude is grounding. It's the act of planting your feet mentally and saying, right here, right now, I acknowledge something good. It connects you to the moment and often to other people too, because a lot of what we are grateful for involves people or community. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Some of you might be thinking, does being grateful mean I have to pretend everything is fine when it isn't? Time to bust a couple of myths about gratitude, because understanding what gratitude isn't is just as important. Myth one, gratitude is just naive positivity. Nope. Gratitude isn't about denying that bad things exist or that you have real problems. It's not slapping a fake smile when you're hurting. In fact, gratitude often acknowledges hard truths while still choosing to find a nugget of goodness. Think of people who keep gratitude journals during tough times. They are not saying the tough time isn't there. They're simply refusing to let it blind them completely to everything else. For example, someone might write, I lost my job today. I'm scared about what's next. But I am grateful for my supportive friend who came over and helped me brainstorm ideas. They are not erasing the pain at all. They are balancing it with gratitude so it doesn't overwhelm them. Far from being naive, that's actually a very resilient response. Myth two, gratitude means settling or complacency. There's a fear that some people have. If I get too content and thankful, maybe I'll lose my drive to improve my life. I don't want to settle. Let's dispel that. Being grateful for what you have does not mean you stop thriving for what you want. These two things aren't opposites, they are complementary. You can be ambitious and grateful at the same time. In fact, gratitude can give you a clearer, more energized mind to pursue your goals. Think about it. If you are constantly fixated on what you lack, you're running on a treadmill of dissatisfaction, which, in my opinion, is exhausting. But if you appreciate what you currently have, your skills, your opportunities, your support system, you are refueling yourself with confidence and perspective for the journey ahead. Gratitude can actually enhance motivation. Also, consider health goals. If you're grateful for your body and all it does, aren't you more likely to treat it well, exercise, eat right, rather than abuse it? So, gratitude isn't a break on self improvement, it's more like a quality fuel. Contentment is not the enemy of progress, despair is. Gratitude gives you hope and a positive mindset, and that can be a catalyst for growth, not a barrier. Myth 3: you either feel grateful or you don't. You can't fake it. Okay, now this one has a grain of truth but needs clarification. It's true that just going through the motions of gratitude without actually feeling it isn't very effective. If you robotically list things but don't connect emotionally, you won't get the benefits. However, you can train yourself to feel it more genuinely over time. Gratitude isn't only a spontaneous emotion that descends from the heavens, it's also a practice. Sometimes you do start a bit mechanically. Oh, I'm in a bad mood. Oh, fine, I'll write down 3 good things. Let's see. I have a roof over my head, blah, blah, blah. At first, it might feel forced, but as you stick with the practice, you'll find that you start to actually tap into the feelings of thankfulness more easily. It's like priming a pump. At first, only a trickle of water, real feelings comes. But keep pumping and soon it flows freely. The key is to reflect on each item until you sense that shift in your mood, even a small one. Don't worry if it feels a bit contrived at the start. Give yourself permission to smile at something silly you're grateful for. Like, I'm grateful for coffee because coffee exists, period. And that's valid. Over time, you'll strengthen that gratitude muscle. Remember, anyone can cultivate gratitude even if it doesn't come naturally at first. It's a skill, not just a trait. All right, enough myth busting. Bottom line is, gratitude isn't about being fake, weak, or stagnant. It's a grounded, eyes wide open appreciation that can coexist with ambition and even with sorrow. In fact, sometimes the people who practice gratitude most fervently are those who have gone through some real struggles because they know firsthand that gratitude was what kept them sane and anchored during the storm. But knowing the science isn't enough. The question is, how do you actually live it out every day, especially when life gets hard? That's what we'll unpack in part 2, the next episode. Until next time, stay grounded, stay grateful, and as always, keep turning clarity to impact. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the part 2 of this great topic. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. See you next time.